Hey y'all, Dennis Backyard Barbecue. Today what we're gonna do is I'm gonna smoke a chub of bologna with a twist. We're gonna put pepper jack cheese inside of it. So we're gonna have a pepper jack cheese stuffed bologna. Does that sound good? It sounds good to me. I can't wait. Let's get to it. All right, the first thing we wanna do is score the bologna. So I'm only gonna cut, I'd say maybe 1/8 of an inch deep, maybe a little more. We're gonna do that all the way around. We're just gonna keep doing it. And you just wanna all the way around. All right, I'm gonna finish doing this and then we'll be right back. All right, so scored around it and you can see. Now we're gonna come this way. And what this is gonna do is gonna open things up as it cooks. It's gonna give us a little crunch. Gonna give us some extra places for our sauce to get in there. And I just think it's gonna be pretty daggone good. So we just do this all the way around. This way is a little bit quicker. If you feel the need for speed. So we're just gonna do this. We're almost through. All right. So we're done with that. Now for the hard part. What I want to do is cut a core out of the bologna. And since I don't have a proper corer, you can see what I'm doing. I'm just diving straight down in there with my knife. All right, now let's flip it. All right. Okay, so this is an experiment, right? So let's experiment. This time, I'm gonna go all the way through like that. And then I'm gonna move over and try to do the same thing. Now I'm gonna come from this end. Make sure y'all can see what I'm doing. And I'm gonna try to hit the same mark. And I'm just doing this knife blade width. All right. Okay, so I got that plug, and I want to pull this plug. All right, so we're going to need these to plug this hole up. Now I just want to finish hollowing it out, which now that we've got a cavity that I can work with, we can do that. All right, you saw that popped apart. We're going to use some toothpicks and put that back together. So let me get some toothpicks and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm just going to take a couple of toothpicks and put through where it broke out and hold it back together like that. We're going to save these plugs. Now what we're going to do is open up our cheese. And this cheese came from Publix. It's Cabot Creamery Pepper Jack. Okay, so what I want to do is make sure, all right, so our cheese is plenty long enough. So I need to cut my plug off. That's going to be the plug for that end. And then this is going to be the plug for that end. Now I'm going to take and slice my cheese. And I'm going to stick my cheese in this cavity that we made. Let's get it all shoved up in there like that. Then I'm going to put this plug back in. And I'm going to use toothpicks to hold it in so that the cheese don't try to push it out as the cheese melts. I'm going to put my plug in the other end and do the exact same thing. Just use a couple of toothpicks to hold everything in place. All right, so we set it up like that because I want to hold that cheese in so it don't come melting and running out all over everything. I got a little extra piece right here I'm going to shove down in there. And we'll see how that works out. Okay, so for right now, the next thing we want to do is I've got some Dijon mustard. I want to put some gloves on before I do this because it's going to get messy. So let me get some gloves on, we'll be right back. So I've got my Dijon mustard, and I'm going to use this as a binder. So I'm just painting it onto the bologna. And if I get a little bit on that cheese, that's not going to hurt my feelings either. All right, pro tip, before you score it, core it. It'll work out better in the long run. All right, so I also want to paint some down here. Okay, so now we've got it all painted up. I want to put my rub on it. And the rub I'm using is a Sweet Preacher Fire and Smoke pork rub. So we're just going to put that on here. I'm going to pat it in. I'm going to roll it around. All right. Now that we've got that done, Go ahead and put it on this rack. All right, now we're gonna get the grill hot. We're gonna go to 325 and we're gonna cook it for a couple hours. So let's get to it. Okay, got our coals good and hot. I'm gonna set this on here indirect. I'm gonna move it over my pan a little bit. And we're gonna cook this thing about 325 for a couple of hours. Then we'll sauce it up and finish it off. So let's let it cook. Okay, everything's coming along really good. So now it's time to sauce it up. Look at that. But I'm gonna have it in the pan for this, because this is gonna probably get a little bit messy. All right, what I'm gonna do, what am I using? Kinder's Wing Sauce and Dip Bourbon Peach. All right, so we're gonna keep that peach theme we had going. I'm just gonna drizzle me a bunch over the top here. And then we're gonna paint it on down. Let's just drizzle, drizzle, drizzle. And brush it on down. Get some on this side. Put me a little pool in the bottom. Brush that around. And we'll pick the chub up and just put it on that little pool right there. I'm gonna close it back up, let it go for about 30 more minutes, and then we're done. All right, so we've had it on here for about 30 more minutes, letting our sauce set. So let's go ahead and pull it and get it in the house. All right, so I let it rest for about 30 minutes. So you can see that cheese is goody, goody, good. So I'm gonna take me a slice off the backside, because I want to try this. Oh wow, how does that look? How does that look? All right, so bologna and cheese. That is good. A little bit of crunch. Now, I could have let it go for a little bit longer. Some people do a couple hours. But I was hungry. I let it sit for about 30 minutes, let the cheese turn from lava into cheese. But man, this is good. And real good. I'll put the recipe down in the description. I'll put a link to Amazon. If you buy anything from Amazon using that link, you are helping out the channel, and we appreciate it. Also, I'm gonna put a couple of different links to Thermopro. One link, you can use coupon code DBB15, Dennis's Backyard Barbecue 15. Save 15% off of anything you buy. Also on that same link, you could choose coupon code Thermopro20 and say 20% off of any purchase $30 or more. There'll be another link to Amazon for the Thermopro Temp Spike Pro, which is the Wi-Fi temp spike, which I love. And for that, use coupon code Dennis20. I think it's Dennis20. It'll be in the description. Anyway, This is a really good cook. I love the cheese aspect to it. It was a little bit of a pain to core, and you know, like I said, make sure you core it before you score it because it makes it a little bit more challenging. But until next time I see y'all at the grill, y'all keep on grilling.